You may remember I got criticized for calling Putin a war criminal. Well, the truth of the matter, you saw what happened in Bucha. This warrants him, he is a war criminal. But we have to gather the information. We have to continue to provide Ukraine with the weapons they need to continue the fight. And we have to gather all the detail so this can be have a war crime trial. This guy is brutal. And what's happening in Bucha is outrageous. And everyone's seen it. What?
Well, get ready for the newest installment of a psyop to get us into World War III. That's right, welcome to the Bucha psyop, where the Russians, if you're listening to the MSNBCs of the world, the mainstream media press, if you're listening to them, they're telling you that the Russians, the filthy, dirty Hitler Russians, have gone inside Bucha, and they've systematically walked up and down the streets and they've killed every single lesbian black Ukrainian age 16 to 65 in the middle of the street. There's no cell phone footage of any of this, by the way. They walked up and down the streets, they killed thousands of dudes, tied their hands behind their back, assassinated them in the middle of the street. Nobody recorded any of this with cell phones, by the way. Not a single person was like, maybe I should record this. They still have electricity, running water, internet in this area. I'm sure they got cell phones. Nobody decided to record any of this. But Bucha, we have to go in now. Now we need boots on the ground. Now a no-fly zone's not enough. Sending them rainbow tanks, right? That's not going to be enough. Now we need boots on the ground because that's a war crime. All of a sudden they care about war crimes again. They didn't care about war crimes last week when Zelensky's Nazis were killing Russian soldiers after they surrendered and had been captured. Now we forgot about that, right? No. This one's for cereal. Here's this dipshit. They poured him out of Marine One. He's walking up and down the lawn. He goes, "This is a war crime. This is a war crime. Dr. Alice Cooper Biden, I need my ass wiped because this is a war crime. It made me shat myself. Scariest." Well, what are you going to do about it? I want to take him to the International Criminal Court. I want to take him to the Hague trial for war crimes. Do you really want to do that, bro? Do you really want to do that? Again, I love this country so much, but when it gets hijacked by criminals like this cocksucker Clinton, the Bushes, the Obamas, and you start blowing up, you start drone attacking weddings, you start fucking up other countries indiscriminately, you could be held accountable for war crimes, which is why we ain't signed on to any type of Hague criminal court system. So how are we going to take this dude? We're not a part of that system. How are we going to take him over there? You guys are afraid to sign up to it because you know you'll be held accountable. The Russians are sitting there going, please take us to the criminal court. Please sign on to the criminal court and take us to it, because once this fucking psyop falls through, they're going to drag, and I'm all for that, by the way. Let's drag Bush, Obama, Clinton. This dumb cocksucker over here, he just blew up 12 fucking kids in August. He blew up kids in August. He's killed more kids than Putin on record. And anyway, he comes out, well, I'm going to do more sanctions because the sanctions have worked real well. Don't worry, the sanctions for Pooty Poot Hitler, I've destroyed the ruble, I've reduced it to rubble. No, you haven't. The ruble's trading higher now than it was before the war, you dumb asshole. It's done nothing. No, this entire thing's a complete psyop. They are begging for it. And again, not they in the sense of, I don't know, the European countries. Italy don't give a fuck about Ukraine. France don't give a fuck about Ukraine. The UK don't care about Ukraine. Nobody cares about Ukraine other than this criminal over here. I think it has something to do with his dipshit son and a bunch of laptops with kiddie porn on it and a whole bunch of transactions between totally not bio-run, US-run biolabs, but for defensive purposes only, that were laundering money through your crackhead son, allegedly. No, again, nobody wants to go to war other than the mainstream media press and Biden. Nobody wants to go to war. So he's banging on over here. He calls Putin a brutal war criminal. Did you do any investigation? No. Zelensky sent me videos of the streets full of dead people. So it's definitely for serials. Zelensky is a puppet. He's literally an actor. I mean, he was like a fucking comedian actor 2 years ago. This is fucking stupid. But no. He's a military tactician genius now. He showed me the pictures. We could totally believe everything. They were just caught doing war crimes. They had to come out and tell their own troops, please stop committing war crimes. You're going to trust those people? The Russians haven't done this to any other place in Ukraine, by the way. Just all of a sudden, some rando town in Ukraine, they're just going to start indiscriminately killing people, right? All of a sudden. Giving NATO and all of you warmongers over there the necessary footage to come pouring into this place. That's a dumb mistake. They would never do that. It's fucking stupid. They're not going to use chemical weapons, and they're not going to indiscriminately kill people. They're not going to commit war crimes. They've been handling the military decapitation, denazification of this place so well that it would be stupid to do this. Right? The onus over here is on Ukraine to prove it, because the only people who have an incentive to shoot people in the middle of the street are the Ukrainian military at this point, because they need the fucking help from Biden. So he comes out there and he says, Putin's a war criminal. Okay, so this is going to be really weird when this entire thing is over with in a few months. Right? You've just been calling this dude a war criminal. And they're building up an auxiliary world financial system on the other side of the planet that everybody's joining in on now. How are you going to cut any deals with this eastern part of the fucking planet? Call this dude a war criminal. With no proof, by the way. And again, now, Russia's out there telling everybody, listen, here's the videos that you guys over here. You guys understand that we weren't even in this place when you guys started filming all these dead bodies. Here's the official statement from Russia, the Ministry of Defense. All photos and videos published by Kiev regime in Bucha are just another provocation. Here's the facts. All Russian units withdrew completely from Bucha on March 30th. During the time that the town has been under the control of the Russian armed forces, not a single local resident has suffered from any violent action. The so-called evidence of crimes in Bucha did not emerge until the fourth day, when the Security Service of Ukraine and representatives of Ukrainian media arrived in town. The Azov Battalion, the group of people who've been shooting POWs, rolled into this place. The bodies of the people whose images have been published in Kiev regime are not stiffened after at least 4 days, and no typical cadaver stains, and the wounds contain unconsumed blood. The photos and video footage from Bucha are another hoax, a staged provocation by the Kiev regime for the Western media. They keep wanting to put out fake bullshit to get more escalation in the situation. The Ukrainian sons of bitches over here, not the civilians, but the people who've hijacked this, the oligarchs, the people running the Ukraine government, they want U.S. involvement. They need and demand it. I don't know if they need it. Joe Biden needs to get into this place. Joe Biden is telling them to not stand down. There was an agreement between Biden and Putin, and all Ukraine had to do was not to absolve all themselves of their NATO aspirations. Biden and Putin signed this before this entire thing went down, and the Ukrainian government said, no, we're not signing on that. The Ukrainian government is committing suicide. You've got all of these people. It is Ali Velshi from MSNBC. I'm in Ukraine. We should definitely go to war. Let's go to war in Ukraine, then you stay there, by the way. I would love after this to take this son of a bitch and hand him over to fucking Russia. So MSNBC is banging on about it. Here's this dumb cunt from CBS. Zelensky team handed her some photos and videos, and now she's going to broadcast them on TV with zero independent corroboration. Just openly purveying a foreign country's war propaganda. This is what's considered real journalism here. No, it's not. Nobody considers this real journalism. It's a dipshit, mentally ill lunatics on the left-hand side. Everybody from our side knows that this is propaganda. She did no vetting. No vetting. From the side that just had to tell their side to stop making war crimes. They just did this. And then here's another time. Look at it. Okay. As they're giving out unfettered images and videos from the Zelensky regime out there and saying that we have to go to war, the Russians are saying, look, we weren't even in this area when this happened. Joe Biden's calling for war crimes. Here is Reuters. U.S. military is not in a position to independently confirm Ukrainian accounts of atrocities by Russian forces against civilians in the town of Bucha, but has no reason to dispute the accounts either, a senior U.S. defense official said on Monday. Who is this senior U.S. defense official? Who is this? Because this person is saying, our military intelligence is saying, we have no idea if this is legitimate. We have no idea. We're not there. We can't confirm. We can do no forensics to tell who shot these people, when they shot these people, or these crisis acts. He's saying we have no idea. But this dumb asshole is saying, no, they're war crimes. He's saying no, they're definitely war crimes. We need to go to war. The mainstream media press is demanding war. They're giving out the propaganda from this regime. Our own government is saying, we have no idea if this is legitimate. And they're saying, well, listen, we've got no reason to dispute it either. What do you mean you have no reason to dispute it? The people who've handed you this information were caught doing war crimes last week and didn't say anything about that. We should totally be disputing it. The only people who have an incentive for dead people to be in the street are the Ukrainian military. What it looks like happened in this situation is the Russians took over this town, they backed out, the Ukrainians, they bombed it, went inside after, and then systematically, I imagine, killed all the Russians that were living in this place. There's a timeline over here where the mayor of this place comes out and he says, listen, March 30th, Russian troops leave Bucha. March 31st, mayor of Bucha announced the town's liberated. Doesn't talk about any of the dead people. Doesn't talk about all of the war crimes. Doesn't talk about the systematically killed civilians in this area. He just slips his mind, doesn't talk about it. April 1st, April 2nd, Azov Nazis enter inside this place. April 3rd, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense publishes video of Russian atrocities. These people were just caught committing war crimes. It's more likely they went in there and they killed people. They killed Russians. They killed Russian-speaking civilians. Said that they were Ukrainians. For you dumb asshole lefties, Russians, there are Russians who live inside Ukraine. Holy shit, what a mess. What an absolute mess. And again, the war drum, they banging them hard, banging them. This ain't going to work, by the way. It's going to fall on deaf ears. This dumb asshole's going to do more sanctions. Nothing's going to happen. And we just need to put out that there is counter evidence. There's counter information to what these dumb assholes on mainstream media press are saying. And our megaphones are a lot louder than theirs. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Support you. Everyone kept up to date on this war in Ukraine, this constant psyop to escalate this entire situation. Hit that subscribe button and make way, because the salt must flow.